Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. You can see I've got the Massive Universe with me, the cult leader of the Shanghai Port FC. We have that and more after a couple of intros.
This is DWTT coming to you. The Emirates. There we go on our way down. Say hi, Mark.
Happy.
And down there, what do we got? On the stoop, low. Cool. We're at the Tollington. Hello. We're at the Tollington. We just saw a couple players go by. Bruce Nelson, Dinchenko. Hey, dude. Another player just went by. It's crazy. Another player just went by. This is great.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. As you know, I like my intros. I like that intro. Not sure if I don't know how often I can use that anymore. It's the end of the season. That was last season. That was actually last year. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Sam, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you very much for having me, Gary. I'm good as usual. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
We'll get into a quick score update. I know you guys are waiting. Surprise in I guess the Women's Champions League. Barcelona is down 2-0 to Wolfsburg.
Right.
So that's a big surprise. Also, I think another
Yeah.
surprise is Manchester United has drawn City, come back and drawn them. Right? I don't know how you feel about it. Yeah, we'll get into a little bit more detail. I think it could have been 3-0 at one point, but we'll get into that as well. But before we do that.
This is DWTT coming to you. The Emirates.
Hello, everyone, and we'll say hi to the chat. Spencer was the first one in today. Welcome. Yep. Riddy has joined us.
Riddy, how you doing, Riddy?
Yep. Colonel Ward. Yeah, we'll need a new video. Maybe
Colonel.
next time I go to England, I'll meet up with Sam and we'll.
Yeah, I got to try and meet up next time you come over.
I'll do it better this time. I think I just was happy to go to England. And I didn't even think about anything. I'm going. Got there, and then I realized when I got back, I was like, all these people I didn't get to see. What the hell was wrong with me? So that's So that's we'll do it better next time. Russell hitting his own teammate, Hamilton in Q2 in Barcelona. Oh. Huh. All right.
Just some random Formula One facts there for everyone.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay. So if he hits his own teammate, I assume that means damaged car, and that might be an issue, right?
Yeah, and it means I suppose it's going to mess up their qualifying. So yeah, I think they have to probably start last part of the grid.
Oh, that's not. I mean, he's struggling as it is, right? I don't know if you follow F1. It just seems like.
No, I haven't followed it very closely for a while.
I mean, when you've won 7 out of 8 or something like that, or 7 in a row, at some point it's gonna stop. So
yeah,
I mean, I don't know how much. It sounds like Matt Verstappen. He looks to be pretty much in control of this whole thing. So yeah. Ray has joined us. Welcome to the show.
Big up, Ray.
I get Champions League.
The voice of raisin.
There you go. The voice of raisin, like prunes. Like I need to be more regular. That's what that kind of means.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Tom. Mr. Tom. I don't know why he's late. It wasn't like he wasn't in the chats.
Look at him.
Going to the other side, hanging out with his other friends. Does he know his friends are here? Yeah,
he's his face, late as usual.
I've been watching you two talk shit for the last 34 seconds, and I was sitting there going, when's Gary going to let me in? When's Gary going to let me talking Formula One or some bollocks?
Yeah, well, that's what that's what the people want. We just talk about what the people want, remember? And this is the road trip, right? Where we start down a road, and then who knows where we end up. So
we'll have peace with
sorry, I'm sorry, right? Guys, I'm sorry. I'm just a salty. I'm fucking salty because Shanghai Port FC lost 1-0 to a 90th minute winner.
What?
90, yeah, second minute of injury time, and it's an own goal.
Ouch.
And we lost 1-0 at home. It's even a home loss. I'm absolutely shattered. I don't know what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to be crying all night now.
Oh no, that's sad.
It's shaved the league lead now. We're only 6. Well, we were 6 points ahead. Now we're only 3 points ahead.
Oh, that's
and it's
terrible.
That team who shaved the lead down. That Cheng. Well, I got the name here. Chengdu Rongcheng. Bloody bastards. Chengdu Rongcheng. They won today. Now it's only a 3-point lead.
Wow.
Ugh, terrible.
Definitely not a penalty, Ray. Definitely not a penalty.
I don't know. Yeah, I think
I've not seen it.
Yeah.
I've not seen it.
No, it's not a penalty. It's not a penalty.
It's one of those things where what is an offender to do? You have to jump, and you can't jump without your
There's
arm.
no way you can. It's where's his arm supposed to be in that situation? It's very close. He's jumping.
It was for Man United to fuck him.
Yeah. I mean, I think if he was trying to block it with his hand, his hand wouldn't have just flopped like that when it hit, because basically he's just trying to balance himself because he's in the air coming down, and it instantly just comes back up. I don't know. You know, they just need to be consistent. I don't care if that's what they're going to call a handball. That means any handball, with your hands away from your body, that's a handball, regardless of whether you're balancing yourself or not.
I was going to wear a suit as it's the FA Cup final, but I thought, no, Man United are playing in it, so fucking
Guys still talking F1, so
they don't deserve that. Yeah. I've got the game on, so I'm not going to be able to do my usual roving reporting. Plus, there's not much to rovingly report on.
You know what? There is actually a lot to. You know what? It was 2-0. Wolfsburg. Guess what it is now?
2-1.
2-all.
2-all.
2-all in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Wow.
So is that the Champions League final? The women's?
Yeah, for the women's. Final? Yeah. So they scored in the 48th minute, and it looks like they must have scored in the 50th minute as well. So Barcelona said, "Oh, wait a second. Oh, that's right. We want to try to win a trophy." 2 minutes later, 2 minutes. They scored 2 goals in 2 minutes. Well, there you go.
Proving that football is often pointless, because if teams are so good that they can score 2 goals in 2 minutes, why even bother turning up?
Oh, stop. What is wrong? Why is he so salty and just upset with football? Why are you upset with football, Mr. Tom?
Why are you asking rhetorical questions you already know the answer to?
Because I want to hear it from you. Tell me. The people want to know.
No, I'll tell you, the people. The people don't know. The people don't know what they want to know. They don't like what they like. Okay, I'll tell them what they like. Okay, so no, you know, like I can't believe I had to sit on the internet last night and see like 10 people praising Newcastle, like, and I'm sitting there. I didn't do that, and so it wasn't me. Oh no, I'm sat there. I couldn't believe it. I'm sat there like, what are you all talking about? Why are you all praising this team for essentially doing what Man City are doing? Like, they're about to sponsor themselves to the tune of 130 million or whatever. But when Man City do it, it's wrong and there's a Premier League charge. But when Newcastle do it, they're doing football the right way. Like, this is bollocks. I've never heard such trash. And you all sit there like praising, oh, Newcastle should have an A grade for the season. It's like, no, see what grade you give them in 3 years' time when you're sick of them and Man City winning everything while you're struggling to get in the Champions League because of the nature of football.
All right.
Tell me then if Newcastle are great. Tell me then.
All right.
I'm just foreseeing what you're all going to complain about.
Now you know people. And are you happy? Kyle Walsh, welcome to the show. I believe you've been on the show before. If not, I think you've been on the show before, but welcome to the show.
He's been in our chat before.
Yeah. So
Kyle.
Hope you enjoyed that little bit of a rant by Mr. Tom, Leeds fan, who upset with football right now.
We were better than them.
Yeah, it's a legit penalty for you, Ray. You know nothing about football. I just came in the door right now, sat down, and I know more about football than you.
As well, just
he's got chocolates and everything. He's trying to feel good. Tom, what's the latest from the Lord's test between England and Ireland? You know, I saw England pretty much destroyed them, like 500 runs for 3 or something like that.
I had a cricket team.
Yeah. Ireland was on their second go around and barely hit 300. So
I believe they were recently granted Test cricket status.
Oh.
But I could be wrong, but I believe they play 4-day tests.
Yeah. So here's the answer to the handball rule. When they go into the box, the arms just fall off. When they come out of the box, they reattach.
All right, I'm guessing. All right, I'm in the 47th minute. I'm guessing the BBC iPlayer is behind TV.
Yeah. So here it is. Max, Sons, and Norris is your top 3. Oh, this should be a goal. Oof. Should have been a goal, but missed the guys in the blue. What's that mouth? Watch that mouth. That was so.
That goal was incredible, though, wasn't it?
That was a really nice goal by Gundogan.
That was a lovely finish.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's complaining about De Gea not trying to stop it. It's like, did you see what he did with the shot? I mean, he was leaning inside when the shot was taken. There's no way he's going to get up there.
It's funny you say that. My dad said, he went, what was the goalkeeper doing? I was like, watching it go in, obviously. I mean, what else could he fucking do? It was like a fucking bullet. Out of nowhere.
It did go in hard. Quite close to the top corner as well.
Yeah. Great finish by Norris. Oh, this is qualifying Barcelona. That must be nice, right? Weren't they just in Monaco, and now they're in Barcelona. Did Tony Stark show up? Did Tony Stark show up at the Monaco? Because I saw him do that before.
Monaco is the shittest Formula One race there is.
It's the worst one to watch.
Why is it the worst one?
Because they can't overtake. The track is so narrow and it's a street track.
In the street.
There are several other street tracks, to be fair, but Monaco is the oldest and most narrow one. It's a very narrow street track with loads of twisty turns, and it's the lowest speed race as well. They have the lowest speed because of all the turns and everything, and they never overtake. The only time you can overtake is if someone breaks down or crashes. That's it.
So you have to sabotage like their pit stops and stuff like that.
That's basically the pit strategy it's only the pit strategy that works.
Basically.
There's a goal right there from right outside the box. Guess who scores again?
There we go.
So
Gundogan again, 2-1.
Yeah. I'll let you know in about 2 minutes when the BBC iPlayer catches up. But, this was the problem during the World Cup in the WhatsApp group, because the iPlayer's behind by 2 minutes, so users are all calling goals as they're going in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that ain't happened yet for me. But nice to know what's coming. It's essentially like the race. It's like those races are just basically processions. Like whoever wins qualifying generally wins the race because everyone just follows it around the track. It's the I don't know what the equivalent is, but it feels like it's just a race put on for all the rich people that live there to have a nice little afternoon out and brag that they're rich enough to live there. And
half the drivers live there, don't they?
Exactly. It's like it's the equivalent of working on your doorstep, and
so they're driving by and their families like dropping off the groceries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And...
that's exactly what happens. Yeah, but
it is a tax haven. There's no tax there. It's a tax haven, and you have to be you got to be really rich to live there.
Yeah. The ex-Leeds chairman Ken Bates actually lived there when he was the Leeds chairman, and it was like, that's That looks great. That
Spencer, if you're doing the Stairmaster while listening to the show, you're asking for trouble. I mean, that's just basically that's like,
Well, now that's just a challenge to make him fall off of the stair stepper in the gym, isn't it? I mean, I didn't even know that was a thing, but he's now just gone.
That reminds me of that song. That reminds me of that song. Here comes the hot stepper. Spencer Bronco's going to die on the fucking step machine. Turn around. He's going to fall off and break his bones. Turn around. You better hope you got health coverage in America, boy.
1995.
There you go. Monaco is a beautiful spot.
You know what the Christmas #1 in the UK in 1995 was?
Hey, Riddy, we don't cheer for City. I never. That's one rule. We never cheer for. No, I never cheer for people. I'm cheering for Manchester to lose. That's all. That's as far as it goes. But to win, nah. I'll never cheer for you to win. I cheer for you to be happy, Mr. Tom, but I don't go. That requires. I don't say why.
Is Spencer Bronco in Virginia? Is that what VA stands for?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, that's the area. It's the area code, I believe.
It's Bronco because he likes the Denver Broncos, I believe.
It's true. The weather's pretty nice, and
the zip code's missing a number.
No, it just starts with a 0. Come on. That's all. I believe that's what it is. The Gea goalkeeping and United defending was top notch again. Now you know what? The defender once again turn, and when they turn, they open themselves up and create more space, and that's what it looked like to me, anyways. Yeah. Whatever happened to Spencer? Who's Spencer? You want us to talk about Spencer?
Here comes the hot stepper. Fall on your ass. I'm a coal miner from Virginia.
Death by Stairmaster. There you go.
Denver I used to mine coal for a living.
Yeah.
But now I just give gumless blowjobs.
Riddy, you did not listen to a word I said, did you?
Gary tried both teams are named Manchester, so I'm just going to say that I want neither of them to win, joke.
No, I just wanted I'm not going to cheer. I'm not going to cheer for a team to win. Let's just say that. That's what I'm saying. I'd rather have. I mean, if City wins, that means but City has to win the treble if they win this one.
Win the treble.
Just because then it'll shut up United, right? Fans will be like, "Oh, we're the last ones."
It'll be a whole summer of our treble was better. Oh, we didn't buy our treble.
It's literally the choice between. It's the choice between the bubonic plague and Ebola. Literally, I mean, one of them's going to win the treble. One of them's going to win the treble. The other one's going to win a fucking double. I don't know. I hate them both.
There you go. Yeah. It's. I get that. We got De Bruyne taking a free kick. Should this be a goal? You think he'll score?
I liked how Ted Hag in the interview before the game was like, "Oh yeah, it's important to our fans that we try hard and we win another trophy," sort of thing. It was like 13 seconds in, losing, he's just stood there like, "Better pop in a chewing gum." what he learned from Big Sam, who is just as successful as him, by the way.
I think I saw Big Sam in that last game of yours against Tottenham. I think I saw Big Sam sometime in the second half. It's that huge wad of chewing gum that accumulated in his mouth throughout the whole game. I think I saw him actually take it out and throw it on the ground at some point.
What he should have done is basically create a wad of chewing gum so large that he could have just put it in between the goalposts and maybe we'd have defended better.
Stretched it out. Yeah. Wrapped it around his goalpost.
It's like a spider. It's like a Spider-Man web. It's just like, nothing's getting by me.
It will never not be funny to me that we went with 6 defenders in the final game and conceded in the first minute. That just sums up everything that is wrong about football and my team in football. Just how do you concede to Harry Kane within 2 minutes of the game with 6 defenders? Like I can tell you what happened. I'm going to stop. We're going to fuck it. Put a graphic up. We're going to do a tactics truck right now.
Oh no, people! It's that time. Oh whoa! You didn't even give me enough time to like get this.
You haven't seen his sex toys for ages.
There you go.
Right, this is what happened. There was a kickoff, but this could be a dual tactics truck because it's going to be the actual tactics, and of which there were none. Spoiler. And my experience watching it, I'm just sat there, and I'm just like, oh well, if we can hold them for a bit and maybe nick a goal, maybe just maybe things might turn out in our favour. They didn't, obviously, but. Watching ball in it like Tottenham, they passed the ball to one, it went to the other guy, and at this point, within about 8 seconds of the game, Tottenham have got the ball in, the defence have got the ball, and they're passing it. And the Leeds defenders, they were holding our shape, and we're watching. Just wait. It goes badly in a second, and we're just watching and watch the ball, and we're going left to right, right to left, sort of thing. And we're holding our shape as you got to, like defensively, key, hold your shape, and then all of a sudden. The ball just goes bish bosh 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 bosh. Tottenham are winning 1-0. I'm like, what?
I was really disappointed that they had a lead so early in that game. That was really disappointing. Like I can even enjoy like maybe they will send Harry Kane out on a bad note, and you screwed that up.
I'll give you a bonus tactics truck. Right, we've got a bonus tactics truck. It's going to be the fifth goal in the game. It's going to be the goal from Lucas Moura, where basically Lucas Moura collects the ball and then he dances through our defence with the grace of Fred Astaire. And it was almost like Jesus parting the Red Sea, because we just did not want to tackle him. We just wanted to watch if he could actually score. And it turned out they could. And I don't think I've ever actually laughed at Leeds conceding a goal before until that moment, because it was like, yeah, we deserve to be humiliated based on this. And the fans were getting angry, and my anger had come out long before, to be fair. So, like, mine had built. So by that point, it was like, we were like old Yeller, and we were just hoping that Tottenham would take us out behind the barn and shoot us. And that's what happened. We took the shot to the back of the head, and yeah, but we'll be back again when I'm 56, and
when I'm 64.
That's what I thought he was going to say, but he screwed that up too.
Well, Tom, that was a great tactics truck, buddy. I see you got a lot off your chest there. It's been building up for a while. It's good you got it out. So it's very, very good. I think it's very therapeutic for you. It's nice for you, and it was good for you to get the old sex toys out again. I see you haven't used them for a while. So there we go.
Okay, let's.
Oh yeah, well,
that's all right.
Put them together.
That's all right. Yeah. This is. You know what? Are we Arsenal YouTube? We're not Arsenal YouTube, are we?
I can answer.
Arsenal YouTube.
I can answer Riddy's question.
Shakotero.
I can answer. Ireland apparently are leading by 5. He's asked Tom to explain, but we know Ireland's got 100 runs handicap. They got 100 runs handicap because they're Ireland.
Yeah.
Okay, I can explain this to Ray. Ray, imagine you had a sack of potatoes, but then you times it by 5. Ireland now have 5 potatoes. I don't know how that's relevant to anything. I just wanted to talk about potatoes.
That's
Ireland and
that's Tom's mathematics there.
That's some serious mathematics. So are we sacking Arteta since he didn't win a trophy?
Let me tell you about the failure that is Arteta.
Okay, tell us, because the people want to know.
Right? No. What? No. You know, I've been very level-headed about the Arsenal situation. Okay, like. There are people that are right to be angry. There are people that are maybe over angry. There are levels to this, obviously, as has been explained to me multiple times.
Yes, there are levels.
But at your level, okay, the reality is that people are right to be upset that you lost the lead you had, considering you were playing the team that overtook you twice. And even not failing to beat you in any one of them would have significantly increased your chances. but at the same time, you didn't beat the team that finished bottom twice, which is always going to be difficult when you're going up against such a perfect opponent. Because you have to be near perfect to finish above them. I mean, the idea of a league table is to reward the consistency. And you obviously did not show that with your performance from April onwards. Basically, from the day you beat Leeds, you turned to shit.
So maybe it's you guys. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you.
Well, no. If it had been the past Leeds, the Bielsa Leeds team, I'd have been sitting there going, we fucked your season up. We made you run and all this shit. But we didn't make you run. You basically walked past us. So, I'm not... One thing I don't do on this show is tell lies, all right? And that would be a lie, so I'm not going to tell it. However, it's genuinely true. I want to know what it is about April that means that everything that Arteta did beforehand just stops working.
Isn't it called just running out of steam, man? You gotta. This as they say, it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? You gotta be able to run through the tape, and we look. This is like that. What is it called in the big marathon? Like there's that mile marker, right? And you always see somebody die on it. Yeah, because he hasn't done anything to fix it. The same problems happen again. Once again, you don't have the depth. You run into the same problems. If you don't fix the problem, then it's the same thing's gonna happen. You have to adjust. He doesn't want to adjust
you fix
either.
That?
Well, there's a couple of problem. Either you go out there and you buy all the players, or you have to adjust the way that you manage your players and how they play. And you have to be able to look at your bench and pick players off of that bench, regardless of the situation. If you can't, then you're in trouble, because that's what we were in trouble. You have a Trossard, you have a Jorginho. Those would be answers easily, and he never used them. He didn't use them. For some reason, Emile Smith-Rowe is going to be ready to come back this season, just not at the end of last season. Somehow Reece Nelson's going to be ready to come back next season, but he wasn't ready to play for us late in the season. Make it make sense. So no, I'm saying football stuff, but it's I think it's more of an Arteta issue than it is we don't have the players sometimes. I think he needs to trust these players and put a little bit more confidence. Like I always say, the confidence that he puts in Xhaka, right? If he puts that confidence in any of the other players, no doubt he'll get a similar response. Because if he put that same confidence in Reece Nelson, the way Reece Nelson played every time he played for us, he would have been really good, I believe, and probably even hit the 10-goal mark because of the way he was playing. So, I don't know. Sam? No? He's not talking?
We're talking about the whole City situation.
Well, no, he was saying how comes the second season in a row with 10 games to go, Arsenal basically hits the wall.
Yeah, it's. I think it's down to the man management. It's the team management. It's the same thing happening again because we're playing with a relatively small.
Oh, sorry, Barcelona now has the lead. So
no one gives a shit about Barcelona.
Barcelona.
It's only Shanghai FC. That's all we care about around here. Thank you very much.
You are right about that. We are the Shanghai Port FC.
Yes.
YouTube channel of the.
We lost today, so it's terrible. We're in mourning.
Yeah, Alonso mourning.
It's Gary. It's the too smaller squad. Players playing too much, not rotating enough, not having a plan B means you inevitably get to the point where you run out of steam. Like you said, you run out of form. We're human beings. We're not machines. So it's inevitable. If you're playing a whole season, 38 games, and we played well for the first 28. At some point it's not. You're not gonna, when you're playing the same players again and again and again. At some point, that's just not going to continue, and that's what's happened again twice. Because we haven't had the rotation earlier in the season. That's where Manchester City is so good. Yes, they've got such a great squad. They've got a huge squad, but they rotate all the time, straight from the beginning of the season. So then, when they get to the end of the season, like now, they can be in 3 trophies and win them because they're still quite fresh and they play well and actually get better throughout the season because the players in their rotation, in their system, get better together. They gel more together throughout the season. So this is what Arteta needs to learn from this off season now. This summer, we need to get the players in we need. No more half measures. I'll wait until the next summer to finish it off. No, get all the players in we need now this summer, and we need a big squad for all 4 competitions. And he needs to rotate. He needs to make sure we have a team, 2 teams basically that can play together, right? He needs to have 2 tactics, 2 setups where you got setup A, setup B that works tactically, works together, and he has to rotate throughout the season, or else I promise you, Gary, mark my words here. You can clip this. We'll be in the same situation at the end of next season if we don't do that.
Yeah. I don't like to fail 3 times, especially the same way, and I don't want to give them. I don't want Arteta to fail 3 times the exact same way for the exact same reasons. Like we can't do this again. We already did it now, right? We just went out. We put all this money into Nketiah, and did we play him when we needed to? We played him when we had to. Did we play him as like if you're gonna spend that money on a player like Nketiah,
you never played him because you wanted to.
Yeah.
And then why pay him then? It's the question, right?
That's a good question. Good question.
Right, you know what I mean? Like why pay him? Because if you're not gonna play them, then they can't stay. It's a waste of your
Personally,
money.
I think you're underpaying him. I think he should have been paid double what you're paying him. I mean, at the end of the day,
There's the nonsense, people. We just got the nonsense. The nonsense meter just went right there. There we hit it. We hit it.
There we go. Furpo's
a goat noise coming.
No, we can have a goat noise, but oh man.
Paolo Furpo Maldini.
Yeah, nah. The new coach going to be. You know what? The problem is for me. Arsenal has decided they're going to go down this road, and they need to see it through.
Asking who the Leeds coach is going to be.
Who cares about who's them? Bargoff, welcome to the show. Did I say hi to Colonel Ward? That's Tom's favorite.
Yeah, you said hi to Colonel Ward earlier.
All right, cool.
Big up Bargav. Thanks for joining, Bargav.
Yes, yeah, thanks for joining us. Oh, so who's going to be the new coach then?
I can't tell you. I don't even know who's going to be deciding who the new coach is.
I saw it's like a young player who might go to Barnley or Luton. I saw that's in Twitter.
Yeah, we loaned Cody Jarme to Luton, and basically he's been good on loan in the Championship in the various loans that we've had. So obviously they're going to be looking at buying him in, basically.
I bet Leeds get Hasenhuttl.
I actually thought he did okay for a while. He kind of waned for a bit, but is that because of money, you think, or is he just what?
I don't think
he's got stale.
I don't think he's too bad a manager, to be honest, but I don't know how it would work out. But
I personally, I could be wrong on this. I think the problem with Hasenhuttl, and it's what you're going to find, is he's been brought up in this very specific style of red ball football. So basically, him and Jesse Marsh play similar football, and what you're going to find is their brand of football only really works when you've got the best players in that league. For example, Red Bull Salzburg.
Most goal. Okay, there's a goal. That was. Guess who scored again? He's offsides, but it could have been a hat trick.
Oh, Gundogan. And then we got loads of Arsenal fans saying Gundogan is no good. He's a flash in the pan.
I know we shouldn't bring him in. I'm like, what more? What kind of CV do you want? You know what? I just play really well late in the season. That's all I do. Nope, we don't need that. You know, we don't need somebody who plays late in the season and plays well because, you know.
We don't need a player that only turns up in April when we lose all our games. Or not lose, draw.
I mean, all he's doing is just scoring goals late in the season. When they decide to play, then he scores, right? When they take their foot off the gas, like the last 3 games of the season, don't matter.
Imagine having a player that's bang average all year round, but then turns into like Messi in April. It's perfect.
Well, you know what? But that's what the City can do, though. They don't have to. They have so many answers all over the place, right? You just need to catch fire in a bottle, as they say, and he seems to be the fire right now. Yeah,
he's offside. Definitely offside.
Yeah. So do we hate City? I don't think we ever liked City. Can we just say that?
Excuse me. I believe I was in the middle of saying about Red Bull, yeah,
Oh,
and
okay. Sorry.
Hasselhoff
Sorry. Go ahead.
and all
Go
that,
ahead.
right? No, this is genuinely useful, right? Jesse Marsh's Red Bull Salzburg team wins the league every year in Austria and did okay in the Champions League, but it had Erling Haaland. So Jesse Marsh's Red Bull football, of course, it's going to look all right when you're getting the ball to Erling Haaland up front.
Who is that guy?
It's less good when you're getting it up to Patrick Bamford.
Yeah. People are still wondering, where is this Erling Haaland that you talk about? Where is he?
But I actually have a question for you, Tom. I actually have a question for you, because I heard someone touch on this the other night. I can't remember which show it was, but someone touched on this, and I was like, I don't think you really gave it an answer, and that is why did your managers, and it's not just one, it's obviously several, why do they stick with Bamford?
Oh, the striker question.
Yeah.
You spent 35 million on a striker, right?
Well, I think that's obviously one of the big mistakes of why we are now back in the Championship with Patrick Bamford, which is obviously an issue.
But it's like it wasn't just one manager, though, was it? It was several.
The thing is that there's some weird belief across multiple managers that Patrick Bamford is a hard worker and holds the ball up and things like that. And it's true. It is true. He does work hard. He does hold the ball up, stuff like that. But what I find really weird is how you can't then go out and find someone that does also hold the ball. Is Patrick Bamford the only footballer in the world that can hold the football up? This is what I find really weird. I've defended him with this, so he holds the ball up. But then in every transfer window, why are you not looking for someone that can also do what Patrick Bamford does, plus score goals?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody doesn't like you here. Wow. I mean, of all the...
No, sorry, Ray. I've got both legs, as you can see. Both fucking legs. The fucking audacity.
Hang on.
So my impersonation of Toad is not great, I must admit.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, that was, yeah. Wow.
Too far?
England need 11 to beat Ireland. Oh, I don't know if they can do that.
How many balls they got left?
Let's check that out, because I thought, let's see here. England needs 7 runs right now. They've got no wickets taken from them, so I think this thing's over.
Wow, that's terrible, though.
Yeah. They are 4 for nothing today. All right. Yeah, I don't get the whole entertainment thing over winning. The two go hand in hand for me. I like to see a good game, but at the end of the day, I also do want to see us win. But I am about performance, so performance doesn't have to look entertaining. Looks like KDB's coming off 2-1. We're bringing Foden on.
Did I scare Sam off?
Is this a good move? Well, he went to show his legs, I think, and then disappeared.
Did it turn out that Sam didn't have legs?
Maybe they fell off or something like that, and that's why he went dead. It's just like
he can do a double, Tony.
He could do a double, Tony. Yeah. Now I'm thinking if I had a chance to take Gundogan, I would take him. If he's thinking of maybe going to, what is it, Barcelona, I think, or Bayern, I don't know where he's planning to go.
Yeah, I must say, I don't care how good he is at holding the ball up. I would take him at least.
Oh no, for sure. He just shoots, scores. We only beat you at rugby. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Manchester United has looked like they want to score lately, and we'll see how that goes. You guys talking about Talisman coming off? Yeah, KDB's off. So, but you know what, Foden, as people, people like trying to, say Foden hasn't done much. I think if I saw He's got like 17 goal contributions this year in the Premier League alone. So, or I think 17, or is that 17 total? But either way, he's got 10 goals. So, and it doesn't even seem like they use him that much, right? England have won by 10 wickets. So there you go. So that was Ireland. Thanks for playing, kind of thing.
Ireland are in the dirt. Ireland are in the dust.
Yeah. So there's a couple questions that came up. So I don't know. Oh, does Tom? Why do cricketers get red streaks on their white pants like the movie Superbad? Ray, if you need help with that.
Punch.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to go there, but he went there.
Oh, go on. Go on, Tony. Go on. No,
yeah.
Tony. Go on, Gary.
You called me you know what?
I did.
For that, you're muted. I am sorry. You're muted. Mr. Tom will be muted for like 30 seconds. He can't speak. Say something, Mr. Tom. Say something. Yeah, exactly. You're muted. That was that. You know what? Wow. I cannot believe that you just did that. People, did you hear what he said? I know. Wow. That was just poor. What's he saying in it? He deserved that. Yeah, you deserved. Yeah, that was wow. I don't think I don't, yeah. Woof. People. So City looks like they're going to try to get that second goal. Grealish just went down. I think he went down a little easy, but he still went down and then got stepped on. Probably deserved to get stepped on. Fred just got a yellow. And David Beckham is nodding his head next to, I guess that's his son, I think. I don't know if that's Rome or whatever. But Mr. Tom will be back here with us. How you doing?
No, I deserve what I got there.
Yeah, Ray, with that question, I don't know. Do we get a tactics truck on Saliba maybe a little bit later or no?
No, what I would say about that, and I think someone said it last night on the stoop, to be fair, and it was basically, you were trending letting in goals when Saliba was still in the team. Like, it may have made it worse.
Yep.
But it weren't like you were solely invincible with Saliba and then literally went off the cliff because he got injured.
Yep.
I could be wrong. That was just my perception.
No, that's actually what happened. The goal conceded went down like, I don't know, 50% or went up 50%, and then when he went out with everything else that was going on, it like doubled from what it was at its peak. So we definitely saw a big drop off when he went off, but that was already trending that way anyway. So
yes, yeah.
So,
it felt like it was more noticeable without him there, but it wasn't like you were keeping clean sheets with him.
Yeah, I don't understand this. Phil, who is this Phil guy you talking about? Basically, this was England's warm up for the Ashes. Wow.
At Riddy, would you say that England are sufficiently warmed up now, based on that? What can you learn through beating Ireland in 3-4 days by 10 wickets that you didn't already know?
Well, Australia's really not that good, right? So, it's probably a good warm up, right? No, they were like 500 for 4 wickets or something like that. I mean, or I think it was that. But Saka had a drop. Everybody had a drop off at the end of that season, I believe. Everybody. I mean, I would have thought that Trossard and Jesus would have been able to pick up and hold up, but we never got to see Trossard, and Jesus his clinicalness never improved. So he wasn't as clinical as we needed him to be.
I'd like to commend the makers of NBA 2K23 for finally allowing me to be represented in the game.
You are in the NBA. Do you have a picture to show what you look like?
No, because when I last played the NBA 2K, I think it's 2K17, they'd add it in such a way that they basically didn't allow. What's the right way of wording this? Basically, when I made my character white, it looked like an albino. or I can't remember what the name is, but the affliction that happens when black people have the white pigmentation on the skin. My character looked like that, but then when I got the recent game, I was basically like, oh, they now actually have character models for a white person, and I felt represented. So
there you go. There you go.
Because there's
White
not enough representation for white
man
people.
can't jump is just not a thing, right?
Yeah. Because white people ain't represented enough in the world.
You like Pep's black suit today? Pep's top is terrible. Did the man not know what his size is? It's like he got like the small size. I mean, does he not know it doesn't fit? And here comes, this should have been they almost scored on the deflection. Harlan almost scored on a deflection. And he should have taken a shot on the first touch, and he didn't. England will be more confident if India beat Australia next week. So there you go. So if somebody else does the job, then England will be better off. So, yeah. It says, prove it. I don't know.
I'll tell you something. I suck at stealing on that game. I'm always getting the reach-in foul. It's terrible.
That means you're late, man. You got to anticipate.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
just
make the Orlando Magic relevant with Shaq and Penny. Yeah, that was a good team. Those are two good players back then. Yeah. What is it? I can't even create my 2K character. There you go. So Sam went off to show that he is not Tony, or is Tony, and then he just disappeared. So I don't know what happened there.
I was going to say Tom actually speaks coherently, and isn't high as a kite 99% of the time.
Yeah.
I've praise from Caesar himself. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Right. So how are Wolfsburg and
it's still 3-2. Late in the half, I think we're in like less than 10 minutes to go. So it looks like Barcelona will get back that trophy. And there's a picture of Richard Simmons. Somebody's asking for answers, and for some reason my name was attached. David Luiz is the name there. If you know what Richard Simmons looks like, and you know what David Luiz looks like, you can understand why that name was brought up. But there's like about 1.5 foot difference in height. But other than that, and other things as well. So we are at the end of the season is over. There's a lot of transfer talk. Do you think, at least this is for at least from Sam, you think Rice and Casado actually is a good idea? Do you think one of them? Do you think none of them?
I'd love both of them. Of course I would, because Caicedo you can use at right back. You can use him. He's very good at defensive midfield. When you use him at defensive midfield, you could maybe use Rice slightly a bit more forward in the Xhaka role, who could really give you excellent ball retention a bit further up the field as well. I mean, I think it would be an extremely dominating midfield if we had Caicedo and Rice playing at the same time. But I just can't, for the money those two guys are going to be costing, even with selling Xhaka and Balogun and the few other sales we're going to be doing, I just can't see them paying the money that's needed for both of them. I just can't see it happening.
But you need them, right?
I don't think you need both.
Okay, you don't. All right. So you think?
Because I think that even though I might not disagree with it, if it's up to me, I would. If it's up to me, I would get them both. But I think they're looking at Partey and giving him one more chance, and they're going to bring in.
That is the problem right there. No, when you're thinking that, then you've already the answer's already.
Well,
there.
I think they're gonna. I think because he's had problems with injuries and the blah blah blah. I think they're going to give him one more chance, and they're gonna Declan Rice is going to come in together with him to solidify our midfield. I then don't really see Caicedo being a necessity. But for me, it's more important. It's more important to have a striker, not two midfielders. I'd rather have that money that's being spent there, one on Declan Rice or Caicedo. I don't mind either of those. For me, Caicedo is more versatile. So if we got Caicedo instead of Rice, I wouldn't mind that because Caicedo is more versatile. He's a very good right back as well. But I would rather spend that money on that second player there. I'd rather spend that on a striker because we need a top level striker to come in and score goals. And that's going to cost you the same amount of money, 70, 80, 90 to 100 million. So I'd rather we spent it there and had just Caicedo or Rice come in for me.
Yeah. No, I liked Caicedo just because one, I think he's going to be cheaper, and two, he does bring some aggressiveness in his play defensively, which we lack. I mean, who goes in there is going to make a tackle like he does? Nobody. We don't do that. Nobody on our team does that. Like, who's going to be our Rodri kind of thing where you're pissed off because he's not on your team because he's doing things to your attackers and stuff. That's kind of what I see from Caicedo. Rice will do it the nice way, but sometimes you just need to go and say, nah, not today. It's not your day. So, Mr. Tom, anything you got to say about Arsenal's transfer decisions?
I did have something to say, but I forgot it. So, yeah.
What about you want to talk about where Sam went?
I went over the rainbow.
Spencer says
somewhere over the rainbow.
No. I remember what I was going to say. Right. How Man City are like. We won in the lockdown season. We managed to win the league without a striker, and then 1 year they won the league without a back four. And Pep does these weird experiments. Well, I actually think his next experiment should be, I'm going to win the quadruple with Junior Firpo at left back.
That will be amazing. At least you'll be happy, and and then this won't be required anymore. Right? If he were to go to City, this, Sam's job will be just taken away from him because he'd probably be happy. There you go.
Sam sacked my firm. Yeah, well, I was his psychologist, but I just couldn't help him. The guy was too fucked up. I just couldn't help him.
Yeah.
But Tom,
he did have
Tom.
Yes, sir.
So a worm crawled out of a pile of spaghetti and he said, "Damn, that was one hell of a gangbang."
I don't know, why am I laughing? This is stupid. This is terrible.
I'm laughing again.
No, I don't want to be laughing. Stop. Pause. Hide. As soon as you said it, I'm like, oh, this is just gonna. What is it? What is the punchline? Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
I find all this funny. Calvin Phillips has been roasted for all season for not playing, but everyone's like, we'd take him though.
Yeah, that is true.
Everyone knows that you get a year to blend into that 11, and eventually they're going to use him.
And it wasn't as if if you watched him play the season before, he looked good, right? And you're like, if they do anything, it looks like a goal. Nope.
I find it weird.
Almost scored there for.
Our people were like, "Oh, Cal Phillips flop of the season." I mean, he's not, because you got to play first to be a flop. Okay, flop of the season is Richarlison. Okay, let's put that out there.
Wow.
It is Richarlison. 60 million, 1 goal.
Yeah.
And
but you know what? That's see that.
You got to play.
But that's the problem. That's the problem for everybody else, because we can't take a year off, right? We bring in somebody, they have to contribute yesterday. Yep. City can bring in 100 million on Grealish and go, maybe not this season, but definitely next season, and you see it. Like like when we brought in Erdegaard, right? That 6 months he came in, eh. Then you saw after a summer what he looked like, and you're like, okay, now we move. I don't think Arsenal can afford to do that right now. Right now, I think we need to bring in somebody who's going to play day one.
Not score.
So yeah, 2 headers over the crossbar.
No, sorry, it's just literally happening now.
Yeah.
Gary,
Declan, yeah, go ahead.
How do you embarrass an archaeologist?
I don't know.
You give him a used tampon. You give him a used tampon. You ask him which period it came from.
Mine when Leeds got relegated. Salt all over it as well.
That's just really bad. It's really bad. Declan promised he's coming, so guess what? He can't go back now, right? Because players never go back.
Did he?
Yeah,
he promised. He wanted to go. I thought he wanted to go to Chelsea.
Yeah, then he wanted to go. Now he wants to go to Bayern. So yeah, it's Casado
go anywhere except for West Ham.
Yeah, Casado will be loved until he gets that first red card. You know what? I think even if he got a red card, we would know. If you'd like to watch him play, you would get it. You would get it. Yeah, and it looks like Spencer loved the jokes. He loved the jokes. What do you guys think about this? Because I think this is
No, I don't agree with that comment at all.
I think Jose in the parking lot.
No, I was going to say no.
Jose in the parking lot. That is not. I'm sorry.
You can't go and physically manhandle referees and their family. I mean, come on, really.
Did his family get harassed at the airport?
Yeah, the airport. They were throwing drinks and stuff, and then I saw a chair fly out right at the end. So,
like, what's Anthony Taylor's wife got to do with the decisions in a European Cup final? Like, are you ridiculous?
And then you know what? Most people who talk about it will never talk about, well, if that was my sister or my wife. They never talk like that. They never think about that because it's too hard, right? Right? You do it bad at your job. Somebody goes after you and your wife as you're going through the airport of one, Right?
No, it's terrible behaviour. We can't condone that behaviour.
Jose, ask your team participated in one of the worst 120 minutes of football I've ever seen.
But you know what, Gary?
It wasn't nerve-wracking. It weren't like a chess match. It was just shit.
It was terrible.
Looks like this match is over here. Yeah.
It was like, you're elite footballers. You should overcome bad refereeing. Ultimately.
Yep. Now, did they go up? Did they go up first and then let them back in, or did they come back? I can't remember who was leading. And
I think Roma score first. I could be wrong. I think they did.
Yeah. No, I don't think any of that. I don't think any of that. And there's no justification. People trying to justify it, saying, this and that. He shouldn't bring his family into what is it, Budapest or wherever it was. It's like, come on, people.
Was he not going to take his family? Like, in his profession, that's going to be one of the highest honours he's ever likely to have.
True. Yeah. Jose should be ashamed. Yeah, I mean, I know they said he punished him. I'm not sure what that meant. Did they really fine him, or did they suspend him for the first month of the season or something? Because
I don't know. Have they handed down the decision yet? I don't know. Have they?
Nah, they wouldn't. I don't disagree he's a bad ref or that, but I don't get why that needs to translate to abuse him outside of doing his job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're right. Exactly. There doesn't need to be any physical aspect to it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Obviously, he should be abused while doing his job as well. I just mean tell him he's a bad ref while he's reffing.
So I see it, and see, this is the other thing. Everybody talks about the ultra culture, which looks good when they're chatting with the team after a bad loss and stuff like that. But then also looks like, I guess, what it looks like at the airport, attacking a family.
Yeah. They get violent. That's the thing with the ultras. They get violent.
So there's not
over
at all.
football. Ultimately, and I know it's easy for me to sit here and say it's only football and stuff like that, because it sure don't feel like only football when my team concede a goal in the first minute and stuff like this. So I get that, but there's still a level to which you're like, come on, like.
Yeah.
So City won the FA Cup then, so they're in line for the treble.
Yep. And I mean, it could have been a blowout. It could have been.
It was deserved.
Yeah, no, I think United didn't do enough to get that second goal today. They barely got enough to get the first goal. Yeah. Is it like when Milan? Yeah, this is the Milan players were being like shit by
That was the one that I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
They lost 1-0 at home to like one of the bottom three.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. No, I mean, I get I can see that's a positive sign. They're like trying to, I guess, tell them about the history or whatever, the culture, the heritage or whatever it is they're trying to talk. But yeah.
No, I appreciate that they showed those group of fans that they are important by listening to them. Like, I get that. Yeah. But at the same time, that's a good part of the culture. Like you feel like you're important and you're being listened to, even if ultimately they're either going to run with it or not. But like, I don't know, there will come a time where those people that attacked his wife are going to sit there at home and go, probably shouldn't have done that, or I regret doing that, or something like that. And if you don't, then you're a cunt.
Yeah, I was listening to a I think it was a Chelsea channel, and they were kind of going back and forth, and basically that's the word that was used. It's basically that was the word. It's like that's basically how I describe those people who think that's all right, or it's justified, or it's one of those things where you play the victim. The victim is to blame, right? He shouldn't have bring his family to an airport after working.
Sorry, the question I would pose is to everyone that was in that airport doing that to his wife and children.
Yeah.
What I would ask is, how would you feel if someone did that to your wife and children based on your performance at your job?
True that.
Yeah.
True that. And we're talking about officials, right, and referees, and who shows up, right? Who shows up? Russ, welcome to the show. You heard referees and how they're being treated and how good or bad a job they done.
Nice.
Russie missed us. No walkies today because usually you're out for a walk.
But Tom, I've got a question for you. In terms of, I think you because you're very good at remembering details and stuff. Jose Mourinho to influence things like that, that really sort of messes up a referee. Was it Mourinho that did the same type of thing with harassing and was partly to blame for that Swedish referee who just basically quit on the day? Basically, that's it. After that game, he just quit. It was back in the Champions League, wasn't it?
Barcelona game, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it was. I remember his name. His name was Anders Frisk. He was a Swedish FIFA referee, and he was very well renowned. He was a decent referee. But he got so much abuse and shit in that game from Mourinho and his team. I think it was a Champions League game. I can't remember how far in the Champions League it was, but I think it was quite late on in the Champions League. We're going back a few years now. But he quit after that game. He just quit. Yeah, that game unnerved him so much. All the abuse he got, and he said, "I'm not going to do this. This is not going to be my job." And I'm thinking that was Mourinho as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, that happened in 2005 when Chelsea played Barcelona.
And he was Chelsea manager.
League.
Yeah,
basically, and
and he harassed him so much for bad decisions. It was like the same thing as Roma again, basically. So, bad decisions, and he harassed him so much on on the field and everything. Anders Frisk, he just quit. He didn't want to referee anymore.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
Yeah, this is kind of at the end of that video. The
chair was thrown. Yeah. The thing is, this is not the first time with Mourinho, and that's something that really, in my opinion now, that's something that really needs to be addressed with him. He needs a proper harsh disciplinary action. That's what he needs now.
Yeah. the thing is, right, people are going to listen to this discussion. Well, people that are listening to it, some of them may think, I'm not going to tell people what they're thinking, but some are going to sit there and think, you're excusing bad refereeing. And like, no, the problem is that the behaviour of those fans has meant that now he gets away with bad refereeing because we're not talking about the refereeing. We're talking about the behaviour of the people that reacted to the refereeing.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just went the refereeing's bad, enough people said it was bad, you then focus on it was bad. But we're actually focusing on the fact that his wife and kids got harassed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Now, you know what this, and as it says here, this starts really. You see this worse where it's not even, there's no trophy involved in it. It's just kids out there trying to have some fun.
It must be so hard being a referee.
Yeah, no, I've done it in basketball, and like you say, you got these kids out there just trying to play football, in my case, basketball, and the parents go after you for a bad call, or a missed call, or all these things, and it's like, well, it's my game. This is what I saw, and there's no VAR or anything to go check on me, and but yeah, no, it starts there, and it doesn't get any different.
It might. I mean, I think it's very easy to criticize referees, and they deservedly get criticism for their performances because they do a lot of strange and weird things that we find very difficult to understand from a footballing perspective. But at the end of the day, they're doing a job that's extremely, extremely hard, even with all their experience and all the training and everything they've gone through. What they're doing is making split-second decisions on the pitch in a game that at that level is going very fast. The Premier League, the top level football goes very, very fast. And you can't see everything. You don't have eyes in the back of your head. That's where VAR is supposed to help you.
Well, you know what they said, the VAR decision was, the video that was provided was missing an angle, which could have given him maybe a different a change of thought.
I was just talking in general now.
No.
VAR is supposed to help you. I'm talking in general now as a referee. VAR is supposed to help you. It's supposed to give you that help. But, at the end of the day, you're a human being out there. Things are going fast. You're having to make split-second decisions. You don't get the help of seeing 100 replays straight away on the TV straight after it happened. You got to make these decisions there and then. And that the pressure is on you to make the right decisions because you know that so much is on the line. It must be such a really hard job. And I would say to anyone, that you try that. You try and do that and see how well you get on.
I imagine it's one of the world's most lonely professions because you're literally one, I'm not factually right, but because there's a team of you. But let's say, including the team, there's 4 of you in potentially, let's say it's Old Trafford, 90,000 people, or whatever it is, and and nothing you do is right.
Yeah, exactly.
The only way you can generally be perceived to have a good refereeing performance is if both teams are pissed off with you, because then you probably did it fairly.
Yep. Or you do nothing and they enjoy the game and then go, why my kid's getting destroyed on the pitch? It's like, which one do you want? Do you want me to control the game, or do you want me to just stand around and let it go? You know what I mean? So you lose either way. Either you're not doing your job or you're doing your job too good.
It's a thankless job. Completely thankless job. It really is, and extremely hard. And I think people need to take a step back and realize that it's a game. At the end of the day, it's a game. Yes, of course. We know how important it is for everyone, emotionally, everything, blah, blah, blah. You lose money on bets and all that. Okay, yes. But at the end of the day, it's a game. It's a game for entertainment purposes. And, these referees are there to referee what's going on, and the abuse they get, is completely, it's ridiculous, especially when it gets physical. They're physical, just there's absolutely no way should that be accepted whatsoever, and everyone involved in that should absolutely get disciplinary action. Exactly, Spencer. This is the thing I say all the time. It's so easy to blame referees when you know your team has missed chances to score goals?
This is the thing. This is very interesting because I right, and none of you are going to agree with me on this because of the nature of what I'm about to say. But I genuinely believe Leeds should have beat Arsenal at Ellen Road. I believe the ref fucked us in terms of Bamford having a goal chalked off. But being level-headed about it, the reality is that that's our fault because we had a penalty that we missed. And the reality is the game lasts 90 minutes, not the 20 seconds that we got fucked in. So we still should have overcome that and scored, but we didn't. So we lost, and that's it. Done.
Yeah, no, Tom, I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you, and that is the nature of football, isn't it? You know, it is the nature of football.
Yep. And as you say, even if the referee made 10 decisions, there's still 90 minutes for you to respond. So
yeah. So
welcome to the show, Stefan. A second before you continue on, Stefan. Welcome to the show. Glenwyn, welcome to the show. We're just sitting here chatting. United lost today, and City won today. Manchester United, that is, and City is on they're done their double. Now it's time to try and see if they can do a treble. Go ahead, Mr. Tom. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. My take on your match against Brentford has always been, yeah, the decision was terrible, but you still had 14 minutes plus injury time to score again. And instead, your team put on its boo-boo face and was like, we're not going to win this, and that's why. But at the same time, and I apply it to my own team, we still should have scored against your team, regardless of goal being ruled out, missed penalty, whatever. That's our fault. Yeah. But so I don't just say it about your team, like I apply it to my own team.
Yeah.
But the reality is that a lot of teams, like a great example of this is in our first season back up, we lost 4-1 at Crystal Palace. But at 1-1 in the game, no, sorry, I've got this wrong. At 1-0 in the game, we scored a goal which was ruled out because Patrick Bamford pointed where he wanted the ball to be crossed. And that was deemed offside because of his finger. And obviously they changed the rules after the fact because of that. So now, if you do point, it would be a goal. But at the time, they went, oh, no, body part in front, goal. Now, my anger at that was the fact that from that moment on, Crystal Palace scored about 3 minutes later to make it 2-0. But then my anger was that the rest of the match, the whole team had its boo-boo face on and was basically like, oh, there's no point. The refs are against us. Like, and even if they didn't openly say it, you could tell in the body language, it was like, there's no point in us playing. We have no chance in winning this. The decision was bullshit, obviously, and you know it's bullshit because they changed the rules because it was bullshit.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It should have been common sense to some degree because, yes, it's a body part being in front, but if you can't use that body part, then it should be like an unwritten rule because it doesn't make any sense, right? If your hand is in front of the defender, you can't score with it. So what's
exactly?
Yeah, and this is what you guys are alluding to here. That third down is the money down. You either win or lose games on the third down because either you're punting or you're moving on down the field. So you have to do your job when it counts. Like if you're in front of goal, you need to score. If you got an opportunity to clear a ball, you got to clear it. If you don't clear it and it stays in the box, guess what? You're asking for trouble. So, yeah, it's as I say, it's a lot on the players as well. This one is all about the players, right? They have an opportunity to change it. Like if you get a handball or an own goal or whatever, and it's this freak thing, you gotta overcome these adversities. This is what.
But that's my issue with your Brentford match is that a lot of stock has been put in that decision and how it affected your season. And to me, it was still, including injury time, you had 20 minutes to beat a team that you're still significantly better than, and you didn't.
True. Yeah, but some people will say, but there is a mental part to this thing. So
there clearly is. You're right, there is. But the reality is you're still better than them. You should overcome it.
Yep. Yes. And that's why I always say sometimes that you need to have that one person that's going to wake everybody up essentially.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm down. But guess what? No, we got this. That's where I always go back to, like, what Kevin De Bruyne does sometimes. His team looks like they're not going to score today, right? Looks like they're not going to get a goal today, and he usually shows up and gives them an opportunity to score. He does it himself. So
Yeah,
that's what you need sometimes. Stefan's going to the Scottish Cup final. Oh wait, he's going to get us final cup stream. Oh,
Scottish Cup final. Who's playing in that?
Yeah,
I'm guessing it's Celtic because it's Stefan.
Welcome to the show,
He
Stefan.
won't be watching if it's Partick Thistle versus Greenock Morton.
Queen of the South.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's Celtic versus someone who's not Rangers.
Yeah.
So is this Pep's first FA Cup or just his second FA Cup? Somebody was saying that he's only got one. I don't know if this is the first one or this is the second one.
I'm not sure. It's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I will find out right now.
I mean, because Arsenal's got at least 2 since he's been here, been at City. So,
Go through his honours list.
And I think we beat them en route to the first one we got, right? With
Yeah, the first one.
No, this is the second. He got 2018-19.
This is the second. Okay.
So this is 2.
All right. So
that underdog Pep.
There you go. You got Celtic against Inverness.
So that's going to be an exciting game.
Does that mean Inverness is going to put up? No, just kidding.
It's like a cat playing with a dead mouse, isn't it? That's what it is. It's going to be. The cat's going to pour it over the floor, across the floor. Go on. Oh yeah. Look, you're trying to get away. No, here I come.
I'm sure Inverness were the team that beat Celtic in, I think it was 1999. I could be wrong the year, but do you remember when John Barnes and Kenny Dalglish were the manager of Celtic as a duo, and then they lost at home in the cup to Inverness, and they got sacked because Gary, for context, it was the footballing equivalent of Arsenal losing at home to a team that are in like the English 7th tier.
Is that like the Miracle on Ice? Like Russia losing to the US?
To us? Was it
Inverness would have been in at the time like the Scottish 4th tier or something like that. But comparatively, the Scottish 4th tier might as well be the middle of fucking nowhere.
In 91, it was 91 or 92. One of those two. It wasn't 91 because then we lost in the semi-final against Tottenham when they won their FA Cup. Yeah. I think it was 92. Yeah.
Wow.
In 92, we lost away at Wrexham in I think it was the third round of the FA Cup, and Wrexham were like level 3. It was just an absolutely terrible upset.
Oof. Yeah, I don't know. You guys can clue me in on what this all means.
That's the mighty Wrexham now that are owned by
Iron Man, not Iron Man, but Deadpool.
By Deadpool.
What does this mean?
99-2000. Yeah, 99-2000. They lost to Inverness Caledonian Thistle 3-1 at home.
Yeah.
And the newspaper headline was Super Cali Go Ballistic, Celtic are atrocious.
Yeah, he remembers that Wrexham match. There you go.
Yeah, I think it was 92. Yeah, because it was 91. We lost.
All right, I need to get some clarification because this is one quote, and then I don't know what is that all about.
I was saying Queen of the South.
Okay.
Because I was talking about Inverness and I was talking about Queen of the South, which is another sort of like quite low team.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks for I don't know all this stuff.
No, they got some great names up in Scotland. To be fair to them,
Queen of the South
names up there are pretty damn funny.
East Fife, Forfar.
Yeah. Partick Thistle, as you mentioned. I mean, Partick Thistle. What a name.
Calvin Phillips has just lifted the FA Cup.
Oh,
what a hero!
What a hero! Yeah.
So proud of him.
Yeah.
What a hero.
No sarcasm. No sarcasm. I'm proud of him.
But I tell you what, though, Manchester City fans, there's not many of them, because I was out earlier doing some errands and I was out with my dad. And coming back, people were obviously on their way out to pubs and places to, get ready for the cup final. And there were quite a few Man United fans I could see everywhere in their red shirts, in their red United shirts. And I was driving around a little while here and saw quite a few red shirts. I didn't see one sky blue shirt. I didn't see one. So it goes to show you these Man City fans. There's not many.
Man City, in my opinion, what you're going to find is a lot of children that got into football in, say, the last 10 years.
Yeah.
That when they get older, that's when you're going to start seeing Man City shirts. A lot of it. It didn't, Stefan. It was a comedy skit. But
I grew up in the treble days.
To really happen.
I grew up in the treble days. I grew up with Haaland and Gundogan. That was lovely.
When you said that, I was like, "What are you talking about?" Oh, in the future.
Yeah.
In the future. Give it 10 years, tons of City fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, I guess I guess the thing will be is, will they be able to continue? Right? Will they be able to continue? Because
and they'll grow on a global scale. They'll grow on a global scale as well. Because, like I've said before, my many trips to the Far East, and I'm watching a game at the middle of the night over there. Some tiny little shack somewhere. There's always a Chelsea fan, an Arsenal fan, a United fan. But there's never a City fan. Never.
I bet you got like on Twitter, when you find all like the Nigerian Man City fans and stuff, it's like, you don't support them, you just support whoever's winning.
Yeah.
Cheeky motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like if you really want to torture yourself, come and join the Leeds army.
But you know what, Tom? Local football's getting more and more popular, isn't it? People are going more to their local teams now because it's a good atmosphere, a good bit of entertainment. You're seeing bits of like old school football again, and also it's also a nice day out. It's a cheap day out for families. You go to the you go to a Premier League game now with your family. It's going to cost you $300-400 quid. If you go to a local team, one of your local teams in League 2 or whatever, you can do the same for take your whole family out for a day for maybe 100 quid. It's a big difference.
Yeah.
I do want to go and watch Welling United. One day I've got to make the effort to go to watch Welling United, right? Partly because I know Colonel goes to see them, but it's more, this is going to sound really silly, but it's genuinely true. 10 years ago, when I first started getting back into the game Football Manager, they were the team that I used to pick in the Conference South and try and make my way up to the Premier League. But and I see a trend, you'd get people that pick these small teams you see on Twitter, they pick these small teams and then they grow such an affinity to them that they actually go and watch them. Yeah. You'll get someone who they pick a small Icelandic team and then they'll go to Iceland to watch the game and then they get the fucking VIP treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I am, going to, because I got to experience both the Emirates and Ellen Road, and it's I can see why Ellen Road would be a lot more fun as a fan, especially if you're doing really good. Because it seems, you're closer. You're closer.
Yeah.
30,000 fans in that enclosure as opposed to 55,000 in this expanse of a stadium. Difference. Difference.
That's why when it's going well at Leeds, obviously it wasn't going well the other day, but that's why it's one of the most intimidating football grounds for a team we don't like to visit, which is most teams. But it's because modern football stadiums, to fit, because the bottom line is more people, more money, they sacrifice the atmosphere and they move the fans back. They all more resemble those old Italian stadiums with the running track around it and stuff like that. Whereas Ellen Road, you're literally on top of the football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to
No,
be a hybrid as well.
it was a good experience to see the difference and how it's like embedded into the community as
Yeah.
opposed to they've created a
It
whole
is.
new
It's the ground.
infrastructure around it. Yeah.
You're right. You're right. The ground is part of a part of the local community. The ground is actually literally in an old street, with some in between some old houses, terraced houses. So, same as Highbury used to be. Highbury was in a street, with terraced houses, and the ground was small and it was very intimate. And I remember the times I went to Highbury. I loved it. You could feel like even when you weren't that close to the pitch, you could still feel like you could virtually just reach your arm out and touch a player on the pitch. You felt like you were that close, and you felt part of the community. But now, like you say, with all these big purpose-built stadiums now, it's all they're not part of a community, are they? They're built out in the middle of nowhere. Normally, they're built out for the purpose of being a stadium, and they don't get that connection to the local community.
Yeah. No, for sure, for sure. Don't worry, Mr. Tom. Go watch Dartford and Welling next year. Yeah. You'll be funny. I actually wrote down here Wellington United. Just after seeing, as I said, after seeing Ellen Road, it'd be good to see. You know, it, I think it'd be really expensive to go to the Emirates next season. Welling. Sorry, did I say Wellington? Welling.
Yeah.
Welling.
Now Wellington is in New Zealand.
Yeah, because I do have a plan to come to England. So I don't
And
know if I could.
I'll tell you what, Gary.
Yes, sir.
What you should do when next time you come to England, right?
Yep.
You should definitely try and go to a few of like the more local games. A few of the lower league games, because those grounds have a fantastic atmosphere.
Yeah. I'm still paying off the ticket for the last one I went to. So yeah,
and they're cheap as well. The tickets are very cheap to the local lower league games.
I remember going to watch a team called Clacton FC Clapton FC, sorry, and they played at a ground called the Spotted Dog, and you'd go in, and then you'd have a little old lady come around and go, "Can I have your £5, love?" Admitted to me. It was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like £5 to watch some of the worst football you'll ever watch. Sign me up.
But was the drink good? Was the beer good? I guess you don't drink, so I guess that's.
So I can't remember.
Was the food?
Sorry.
Was the Pepsi good?
Wasn't bad actually in the clubhouse because they'd have a little pub. Clubhouse, and you go in and you'd see the football scores because they'd spring for soccer Saturday. You'd be like, and then you'd go back outside to watch football that was nowhere near as good as what they were telling you the scores of.
When I was younger, before we moved out to Norway, we lived for a little while down in Torquay, and Torquay United was our local team. They were always down in the third division, always battling mid to low level in the third division. And I used to go to a few games because they had a pretty good atmosphere, but the football was crap, and the grass, the pitch was crap. It was just if it rained, it was just a big fucking mud pit, And they were trying to kick this football, and it wouldn't roll. So it's like you can just imagine, like a Premier League team trying to come to. It was called Plainmoor. Plainmoor is the name of the ground, Torquay. So you go to Plainmoor.
Torquay United, yeah.
Torquay United. You go to Plainmoor and it's a rainy day. The ball is not going to roll, so you're not going to be able to play your, tiki taka football. You have to play good old Route 1 football.
To be fair, right, and this is the thing, I always sort of sympathise with Big Sam because obviously the big thing that was levied against him is that his football shit, and he quite rightly pointed out. When my team launches a ball 40 yards, the striker flicks it on and then the other striker volleys it in, everyone cheers, just the same as you do when you do 46 passes and then put it in the net.
Yeah.
When you still cheer it, because in the moment, it's still awesome. It's still awesome.
The result
You're still
is the same.
excited by it. Yeah. And that was one thing he said that I actually gave him, you are right, Sam, Big Sam, you are right, because when Weston McKennie launched that throw into the box at London Stadium and Rodrigo volleyed it, I didn't need a Bielsa 50 pass masterclass because you still only get 1 point.
Yep. And and that's probably what a lot of people have been built. They've grown up on watching football at all levels and being entertained by it. So, how do you say this?
Man City's first goal. Russ has mentioned it. It's true. Man City scored a Big Sam goal. You launched it in.
Yeah.
You got the second
Sorry.
ball
Just one
and
thing.
you volleyed
Welcome
it.
to the show, BX. Sorry. Yep. Sorry about that.
No. It's our thing. Acknowledging the viewers. But no, it's true. Like, obviously, ideally, everyone's football team. Ideally, you want to be able to support a football team. You could be proud of the football, and you sit there and go, like, this was the biggest thing with Bielsa, is that as a Leeds fan, you were actually proud of the team you sent out and the football they were playing. And some of the goals we scored were incredible, even in the Championship, but you can only beat who's in front of you. And then we made sure that some better teams were in front of us, and then we weren't up to it. But the fact of the matter is, everyone wants to play good football, but you still only get 1 goal.
And the goal, like you say, no matter how you score it, whether it's three passes or 62, the result is the same. It's a goal, and that's what you want. Goals is what you want. And Route 1 football, the old classic. I mean, you used to do that with a classic. You had a big striker. I mean, you had a Duncan Ferguson up top or a Peter Crouch. That's what you do. Because if you know you're launching that ball up there, you know that Peter Crouch or Duncan Ferguson or a Niall Quinn, that they're going to win that ball for you. They're going to win it. They either knock it down to someone around them to put it in or do something with it, or they're going to head it into the goal.
You're right. Exactly right. The amount of people like that latched onto I'm every bit as good as Pep and Arteta, and it weren't what he was saying, but everyone chose to take it in the most obvious way. And it was like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, but 20 years ago, you all did the same things. It was like, you haven't been playing tiki-taka football in the top 6 for 60 years.
No.
You all launched the ball forward to the big lad up front. That is something in football that will never go away.
No, it's a good alternative.
Erling Haaland was partly scouted because the fact that he was 6 foot at 15 and shit like that. Like, these are small margins that are always going to be into account.
Yep. And like Russ said, City played a lot more Route 1 today. They played a lot more direct. And that is a smart way of playing when you have Haaland up front who can knock the ball down and hold up the ball, and you bypass the United midfield. It's a smart way of playing.
Haaland complained earlier in the season, halfway through the season, he did an interview with Alan Shearer, and he was actively complaining that they weren't direct enough.
Yeah.
He was like, there were situations where Kevin De Bruyne could have just chipped the ball in for me, but instead he played the easy pass to his left. Because he backed himself to score it.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
And you're right, Tom. And it's in Arsenal do the same. It's infuriating. There's so many times when
see you later.
Yeah, cheers, Stefan. Nice to see you, buddy. It's infuriating. So many times we have a pass on, we could just direct that pass straight into the gap. It's there. The guy's going to run onto it. No, you have to pass it backwards and build up again and go across and blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's infuriating.
I get disappointed sometimes when we don't. Like I always talk about, it's not the passes you make wrong. It's passes you don't even try. You don't even try. Like you said, you got a player making a run and you don't even try the pass. It's discouraging and you lose an opportunity there.
Yeah.
Just make the pass. And that's, for me, if you're practicing every day or whatever, you should know if he's making that run, he's making a run for a reason.
Yeah.
Just make the damn pass, all right? If it gets intercepted, we know it's there. Eventually, they won't be there. They won't catch it, and you'll be fine. So, yeah.
Take more risk. Let's take more risk.
And it's not even a risk because that's part of the plan is to try. A risk would be like you've got 5 guys around you, you're trying to do something ridiculous, trying to split them. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen. But a leading pass is probably a good thing there. Yeah, what's that?
I'll tell you one of the biggest trends in modern football that I can't stand is playing out from the back from a goal kick.
Yeah,
And this will sound really silly because my team were one of the teams that first sort of influenced this in England because obviously it's how Bielsa plays. But at the same time, I was like, it only works if you've got the ball playing defenders that can do it.
Yeah.
But a lot of teams don't have the ball defending players that can do it. And the amount of teams that get caught out, because the thing, again, this is a more Big Sam defence, but if you boot the ball 60 yards up the pitch and it goes to the other team, you're still 60 yards down the pitch.
Yeah.
If you lose the ball from your short goal kick, you're going to concede because you've lost the ball in and around your penalty box.
Yep. No, you're right. You're right, Tom.
It winds me up.
You're right, Tom. There's so many teams playing that way now because this is the way we should play. Let's play the same as everyone else, and they haven't got the players to do it. They literally don't have the players who are skillful enough to pass accurately and quickly that you need to do that.
Yep. That's what I think. That's kind of what I feel about with Fabio Vieira. He's supposed to be really technically sound, but because he's expecting so much time on the ball, he just gets beat up when he has the ball at his feet.
Oh, I don't like
as
it.
Opposed to if he just time
on the ball.
Especially you think like a fraction of a second before that the ball's gone, right? And that's what you're supposed to do anyways, right? If you're a creative player or an attacking player.
You get the time on the ball. In the Premier League, you do not get the time to do what you want to do.
Nice. The Premier League is the toughest league in the world to play in. Every player who comes to the Premier League who's been in Italy, been in Spain, been in Germany, they say the same thing because the Premier League is faster, it's more physical, it's more demanding, and that you got a higher level, a higher caliber of defender. They're faster, they're stronger, they're going to get the ball quicker than you think. And this is, look how many players have come over to the Premier League from France, from Germany, top players, top caliber players. And they come to England and they do fuck all. Timo Werner was was a brilliant goal scorer in the Bundesliga. Okay, Chelsea messed him up a bit by playing him more out on the wing instead of up front, but Timo Werner, he couldn't hack it. He was missing chances left, right, and centre. He was getting pushed off the ball. He couldn't hack it. And then you got Kai Havertz. Who was an absolutely him in the Bundesliga. I'm going to make a confession now. I actually watched a few games of the Bundesliga just to watch him. Because Kai Havertz was such a special player to watch. The way he influenced games, scoring, assisting, he was above everyone else. He comes to the Premier League, he does fuck all. He just disappears.
Yeah, and it's not even that. It's about the toughness in the league. Sometimes you just got to put the shot on target. Just put the shot on target. You probably score because most of the time it's like there's nobody there. The goalkeeper's not going to get to the ball if you pick a spot. So
exactly.
Yeah.
But a guy who has done it, big up the assemble. Nice to see you. But a guy who has delivered is Haaland, because Haaland is that special, right? He's strong. He's really strong. He's really, really fast. He's very capable. He's managed to do it. He's managed to transfer his skills from Bundesliga into the Premier League. So, Haaland's
he'd be top scorer in any team.
Yeah, but you know how you know though? You know how you know? You know how you know is because when he smiles. He smiles. You know why he's smiling? Because he's confident in himself.
Yeah,
and he's confident in his talent. A lot of players, when they come to the Premier League, are not confident. You can see it on their face.
I've seen many interviews with him in Norwegian. he does loads of interviews with Norwegian television and that when he's back in Norway and when he's with the Norwegian national team, and I've seen so many interviews with him, and the guy is special mentally, not just physically and what he does with the football, but the guy up here, he is so tuned in and he is so unafraid. The guy, he's got that mental focus and concentration that I've never seen with any player ever. He is just so dialed in and like a predator, and he doesn't care if he misses. This is the great thing with Haaland. He does not care if he misses because he knows he's getting another chance. No matter how crap he plays one day, he knows the next game it can be all different. He has that very elite mentality, and that is one of the main reasons why he's going to succeed always.
Until he joins Leeds when he's about 30.
on his retirement tour.
We'll beat the talent out of him. Don't worry.
The question will be: Is Haaland done? Leeds. That's the answer. Leeds.
Oh God. Yeah, Falcao's another good example. Yeah. Falcao was a prolific goal scorer. Was it Portugal for a while, and then in what was it, Italy or Spain? I can't remember where he was.
Yeah, but he was good at Atletico Madrid and Monaco, and then Man United. And then he comes to the Premier League, and
he can do fuck all.
What I will say though about Chelsea is, outside of Didier Drogba, what striker have they bought since they had the buyout? Since they got Abramovich, what striker did they buy other than Drogba that actually was half decent?
I was thinking about that the other day, Tom, and and it's a very interesting question you raised there. It is.
Spencer, sorry, we'll see you later.
Yeah, see you later, Spencer. Nice to see you, brother.
They used to win via sheer talent in the midfield.
Well, because they had Frank Lampard who come in and score goals, and there's so many players who could score goals, and Drogba was a great goal scorer for them as well. No, but
I don't take Drogba away from that.
But I was thinking,
he's the sole exception.
I was thinking one player who did half decent, but he's not great. Half decent was Torres. Torres had a half decent stint with him, half decent, but. He didn't live up to it. He didn't live up to his hype. He didn't live up to his hype.
No, because they spent 50 million on him.
Yeah.
At the time, for context, that would have been the British transfer record at the time by a mile, and spending 50 million was the equivalent at the time of Neymar going for 200.
Yeah.
That was such a spike in transfer fees, and he was destined to fail because. No matter what, even if he scored in a game, it'd be, so 50 million only gets you one goal a game, does it?
Yeah. Yeah. The mental expectations behind it, which I think crushed Pepe. Pepe was he was such a promising player.
Yeah.
You saw what he did in France. Yeah. He just looked like a very special player, and he comes to England and he just nothing. And I think that 70 million...
They're naming players, but they all did okay.
Yeah.
By the standards we were talking about.
Yeah, I'm just saying about Pepe. I think we're talking about the mentality again here. Expectation, weight on his shoulders. I think with Pepe, it crushed him. The expectation and the expectation of him of his price tag and of what he did he knew about his reputation coming into the Premier League. It just crushed him.
Yeah. And I don't know who is to blame because, is it Arsenal? Is it not Arsenal? But I guess Arsenal. But is it whoever made that deal? Is it his agent? Because if you basically killed him, like you said, like he'll never play the same probably, or even be worth that much money anymore for the rest of his career. And he's still young, right? He's still in his 20s. They pretty much killed him. Like this one here. I mean, do you think he's Lord Bentner? Is he at that level?
On that. No, I've got something on that. Brilliant. When Lord Bentner played for Birmingham, I believe it was on loan. You loaned him to Birmingham in it might have been 2009.
Yeah.
he basically, the thing Lord Bentner liked most about being a footballer was obviously the finances and the opportunities it provided him with the local strippers. And he liked the old lap dancing clubs. Not allegedly, in fact he did. And basically, Steve Bruce was the manager of Birmingham.
Yeah.
And Steve Bruce had a word with him and basically was like, can you stay out the lap dancing clubs, find a nice girl and settle down? So he did, with Steve Bruce's daughter.
Yeah.
Ouch. Ouch.
Oh, what
And
a guy.
then he basically did the dirty on it, dumped her, or whatever it was. And you'd think to yourself that Steve Bruce would be like, oh, that fucking Nicholas Bentner sort of thing. And maybe he was. But then when Steve Bruce was the manager of Sunderland, who did he give a phone call to? Oh, come down and score some goals, Lord Bentner, my former son-in-law. He re-signed him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He re-signed him.
He's all about
After
the goals,
what he did to
man.
his daughter.
It's all about the goals.
Yeah, it was all about that 1 in 8 strike rate.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. But probably less.
Sam
probably
talking
more.
smack about Pepe.
Well, it turned out I was right, wasn't it?
Yeah. He definitely lacks what it takes, Pepe.
Pepe is the epitome of a footballer who knew his transfer fee, because true talent, right? Like Haaland don't care that they paid 60 million for him. Haaland is like literally, as Sam said, tuned in. My job's to score goals. Doesn't matter whether you paid 1 million for me or 200 million for me. I'm just gonna give me the ball and I'll score. Pepe played like a player. Like, oh God, they paid 72 million for me. Every time I touch the ball, it's got to be amazing to justify it.
Yeah, and you know what? That means he wasn't really out there enjoying his football from day one. All right, because that should boost you. That should give you make you feel even bigger, right? They think I'm worth 70. Let me show them why they are right about this, right?
Yeah.
Some players, they reach the heights, and some players they falter under the weight of expectations.
Yep. No, it's Holland special. He's really special.
Yeah. I
For me,
it's a difference in the personality of the players, but you've got Erdogan and you've got Haaland, and yes, they play together, but they're totally different. You know what I mean? Like, I have no doubt. I feel like they would be playing out in the backyard, and Haaland probably put a foot through Odegaard's chest, just because. I was just trying to score. You try to get in my way, I know we're buddies and all, but you can't be doing that. You just gotta take it. Then they'll smile and walk off, while Erland's Odegaard's trying to catch his breath, kind of thing. So
he's relentless. That's why the Terminator is a suitable sort of like nickname for him, because he's relentless. He's not going to give up.
The second one when he's running. The second one,
he's not going to give up until he gets John Connor. That's it.
I personally believe he don't look hard enough to be the Terminator. Personally, don't get me
wrong.
You
can't show your teeth. You're the Terminator. When's the last time you see the Terminator smile?
Leeds had a player that we nicknamed the Terminator, and he literally was like the Terminator. His name was Robert Molenaar. He was a Dutch defender, and not good. Not good, obviously, just by the fact that you've clearly all never heard of him. But he was nicknamed the Terminator because he just had a stone face on him, and that you could believe that he would kill you and your entire family, and then go and eat his Sunday dinner in the middle of the situation. Whereas I believe Haaland would laugh the whole time.
Yep.
He'd be so pleased. He'd be like, "Oh, isn't it funny? I'm killing you."
Pepe was definitely restricted by the system. So
I don't know why in my mind that Erling Haaland's voice is that of the villain from Cool Runnings. Nobody wants you here, Jamaica.
Yeah. No, elite mentality.
I never got to do it. I can't believe I got to do that.
There you go. That's what you get on a road trip, people. The system restricted his natural game. You know what? One of the things that Pepe needed to do at some point in a game, just get pissed off and just go play his game. You know what I mean? Like at some point, just like, this isn't working. This is stupid. Why am I doing this? Let me just go score a goal, because he's got it in him to score from anywhere around the 18. He can put a foot through it, right?
It was somewhat restricted, but you could just see the guy wasn't doing the right things. He wasn't making the right decisions. Right? That's not, you can't. The manager can't influence that much. I mean, yes, you can through like what type of position you play, get instructions, etc. But we saw Pepe make so many poor decisions and lose the ball so many times. You know, that's not just down to tactics.
Yeah, I always go back to that one play where he's sitting on the ball, going back and forth for like what seemed like 5 minutes, making everybody miss, and Lacazette standing like 2 feet from the goal, going, "When are you gonna pass it to me so I can maybe tap this thing in?" And then he loses the ball, and you're like, "Yes, you're stupid. You didn't take a shot, and 2, you could have just crossed the ball. You had players waiting for it, just sitting there waiting for you while you made the defender look silly, and at the end of the day, you just gave the ball away." And it's like, that's what was hurt. That's what was painful. Yeah. It's crazy. The man hasn't played much football for us, but I remember that like it was yesterday. I mean,
you could tell the anger in Gary's face.
I'm so upset because it's a talented player, and you're like, why can't we get that plus a shot on goal or even a goal? You know, something, please. All of this.
Nobody wants you here, Pepe.
Yeah, he definitely had that. You know what, Pepe is that guy without the. I always say without the Snickers bar. He definitely needed his Snickers bar like every game, like 5 times a game. You know.
God.
Maybe we couldn't take instructions on board. You know what? Well, you know what? If that's the case, then he should have been gone a lot sooner. Stop wasting our time. You know, after the first year, second year, there's nothing there. I mean, he stuck around a little bit too long. At some point, you just messed up, right? Regardless of whether it's 70
He
mil.
Just needs a bit more time, right? I think Russ is still saying it now. Just needs a bit more time.
A quick question for everyone, right? What is the only thing that goes to the FA Cup final that is never used? And the answer is not Calvin Phillips, right?
Wow.
No, good question, Tom.
The answer is the losers' colours on the ribbons.
Right. There you go.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Time to put some red on that from London, though, right?
The losers' ribbons.
My favourite one of that.
Assembled.
Yeah. My favourite one of that, right, is apparently what motivated Man United to win the treble match against Bayern Munich in '99 was the fact that apparently in the background, Peter Schmeichel and that noticed that they were lowering because they didn't do it on the pitch at the time. They lowered down the like the display stand that they do the trophy presentation.
Yeah.
Right? They saw it in the background and it was already adorned with the Bayern Munich stuff. So then when they made the comeback, the trophy thing was delayed because they had to on the spot change it to Manchester United stuff.
Yep.
Or to pretend that Peter Schmeichel is in a meme or whatever. He's not, but let's pretend he was like, and I took that no, sorry, it's Michael Jordan, isn't it? Where he goes, and I took that personally.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I read about that.
Transfer craziness going on. Now it's PSG's going after Gabriel Margalez. So
he was Saliba the other day, so they're moving along our back line, aren't they? He'll be Tierney next.
Be terrified. Ben White must be shitting himself. He's like, he'll be next. French football.
English football. No, I think Arsenal just needs to pay Saliba so we can move on. I mean, they probably spend more time on this Nelson deal than they need to on the Saliba deal. Just get it done.
I think they'll get Saliba over the line. They just need to get to the number they want, and they want to keep Saliba. I mean, we saw this last season how important that guy is to our defensive stability. It's not just a coincidence that our defense A goes to pieces and B like doubles the amount of goals we let in when Saliba goes, because it's that stability as a unit. You know, it's got to be there, and he really is a big part of that unit.
Yep.
Can I just quickly bring up one of my favourite Mourinho complaints of the season, which
Yeah,
I
go
think no one's really touched on. But you know, Juventus got the 10-point penalty or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Do you know Jose Mourinho complained about the timing of it? Because Roma basically, I think they lost their last 2 games or something like that. And he went, well, we would have approached that differently had we known that Juventus was going to have the 10-point penalty. Because ultimately now they can't qualify for the Champions League, Roma. Whereas he's claiming that had he known that they were going to be penalised the points, he was like, we would have won those games and we would be in the Champions League right now. So you are something, Jose.
So he doesn't coach and manage his teams to win every game. He just looks at the situation at hand and goes, you know what? Yeah, now it's time to win. But yesterday it wasn't.
He's got all the excuses, hasn't he? And that's the thing with Mourinho. It's such a shame with him that he's such a sociopathic, pathological narcissist that, you know, he just, you know, it's all that babble that comes out of that big bread hole of his that ruins so much for him because tactically and, you know, managerially, you know, as a manager, as a coach, he's fantastic. You know, his record is fantastic. I know it's been not that great lately, but he's still been winning trophies and he's still, you know, he's been a fantastic, he still is a fantastic coach. But the problem is the stuff that comes out of his mouth and the crap he says. You know, he's just a walking, you know, PR nightmare, isn't he? That's what he is. He's a walking, talking PR nightmare. You can't, you know, as I'm saying, if he was a normal if he was that good a coach and at least had some kind of normalcy to the way he could act and talk about things, you know, he'd be a fantastic manager. I wouldn't even mind having him at Arsenal. But all that crap that he comes out with, and all the you know, the bitterness, the horror crap that comes out of his mouth, you know, I could never have him at Arsenal for that, because you just know that it'll be at some point it's just going to be a clown show. He wears out his welcome very quickly, doesn't he? That's the thing, right? He goes somewhere. You'll get an effect from it. He'll be effective. He'll fix things for you, get things right, probably win you a trophy or two, and then it all just goes to shit, because that's when that's when his spleen breaks and all this poison comes out. You know, it just all goes to shit after two seasons, basically 3 max, and that's it. He has to move on because no one can stand the guy for more than 3 seasons.
Oh, hang on, sorry. Today. Red Bull Salzburg conceded a 90th minute equaliser against Austria Vienna, and basically that now means that they're only 7 points clear at the top of the Austrian Bundesliga.
Oh my God!
They're in danger of not winning it by 10 points. So
wow, that would be a huge upset for them.
Yeah.
It's my problem. Leave thing, it'll drag out all summer. He'll go on vacation, so then nothing can be done. Blah blah blah.
But
blah,
Gary,
blah.
I've got some advice for you, buddy.
What's that?
So tonight, buddy, when you go to bed, you can say to your wife, you can say, "I'm not a weatherman, but you can expect a few more inches tonight."
That's not PG.
That is definitely not PG, and
that's not PG at all. But will we be back next week, or are you anticipating a summer break, Gary?
We're gonna. I don't know what you guys.
I'm away for 2 weeks. Just so you know, I'm away for 2 weeks now. Then I'm back.
Yeah, no. I mean, if I'm around, I want to do a show, kind of thing.
You guys go ahead. It's your show, Gary. You go ahead.
Yeah, no.
I'm glad I have your permission to click the link next Saturday. So.
Yeah, no. I want to. If I'm around, I want to do the show. The only reason I'm around is vacation. So yeah. So.
No, that's fine. I won't be around. Maybe in the chat box. Maybe depends on what I'm doing, but I'm away on vacation.
He's going to be slandering us in the chat. He's going to
there you go.
Yeah,
he's going to be wilding it up a little bit.
So it might be.
He's going to be. They're not Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney for sure.
I might have to bring out some of my sarcasm, Tom.
Oh no, we have not seen that in like forever.
I might have to bring out some of my. I might have to bring out some of my observational humor, Tom, that I know you love so much.
I love observational humor.
Yeah.
It's my favorite kind of humor.
True. Yeah. No, I
do not do that.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
Yeah, I saw it as Symbol put there. No, I think, like I said, the Saliba saga, I think hopefully they just end it and we move on to the next, because we have like Rice. Hopefully Rice is easy then if this Saliba thing's going back and forth. Pay them the 90 and move on. So we shall see what happens there. But yeah, we are at 2 hours, 120 minutes, well over our 90-minute mark. So, and I know it's dinner time. Somebody asked a question about dinner. Sam, what you having for dinner?
I'm gonna have myself some meatballs. No, I don't know. I haven't really got anything lined up today, to be honest. I'm gonna play it a bit by ear, like Beethoven. I play it a bit by ear. I do D minor, I do F major. I don't know.
The Assembles having Uncle Ben's rice. Just rice, no no
that's
protein.
That's not Spider-Man's favorite. That's not Spider-Man's favorite brand of rice.
Tom, what are you having? What are you having for dinner? I might be influenced.
It's possible that I'm going to have I'm undecided, but I'm either going to have a special chow mein with sweet and sour sauce and a curry sauce. Put both on. No, you put one on.
Right there.
No, you put one on. You stir it, then you put the other sauce on. You stir it. Then you put the original sauce on. You stir it, and then you stir it again with the fourth go round, and you have a nice mix of flavors, and it's delicious. Chef Tom coming at you.
There you go.
Or I'm gonna have a mushroom rice with chicken curry.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
And Peshwari naan. That's coconut bread.
Coconut bread.
There you go.
Bloody hell, Tom, you are fancy.
I know he's living that life, man. With the stuff he's doing.
Bloody hell, regular Gordon Ramsay, right?
I need
relegation rice.
Yeah, I need to have some lunch first. I don't know about dinner.
Yeah, what are you having, Gary? It's lunchtime for you, is it?
I don't know. It might be a peanut butter sandwich, or it might be.
Oh, peanut butter and jelly, huh? Peanut butter and jelly.
I usually am chipper when I'm eating.
There you go.
P&J, peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, usually I do peanut butter and honey. So.
Wow.
Ooh. Yeah.
Wow.
And then once in a while I'll warm it up a a bit. So like, cause when the peanut butter gets warm, it's like really, really like syrupy.
You ever try
like that?
We sometimes at the Chinese get the pork ribs or the Chinese ribs with honey.
I'll tell you what,
nice.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
All right, so let's get out of here, Mr. Tom. Say goodbye to the peoples.
Yeah. Same shit I usually say, but thank you for having us on. Thank you for the support, the interactions. Not gonna pretend like if you didn't interact, we wouldn't be sitting here talking, because I enjoy talking with friends about football and stuff. But you do add to it with your observations and your comedy and whatever Ray does in the comment section. And thank you for supporting us over the course of the season. I probably am going to be back in August with the championship correspondence. There's not been enough championship coverage on this show, so we're going to change that. Have a good week, everyone.
Cool. And Sam?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks again. As always, it's been a great fun to be on with you guys. Thanks for having me on, Gary. It's been nice chatting with Tom as always. We have a great time together. Unfortunately, today we let Tom have the wheel, and we saw we went very much off-road today. The guy obviously got his license in a fucking Happy Meal. So, that's never going to go right. He's all over the place. He was like some kind of drunk ranger. And, but yeah, no, we always have fun. Always have a good time. I want to thank everyone in the chat as always for taking part and it makes a big part of our show. There's the interactions we have with the chat and have a good laugh with you guys. Thank you very much for taking your time to do so. And so now we've got a bit of a break now. Would be interesting to see if Arsenal start making some early moves when the transfer window opens, which is not long off now. So hopefully we make some early moves, get some names in early, ready for the preseason that comes in July. So yeah, that'd be good. That's it. I think I got more to add to that. Again, great show, guys, and I won't be here for actually the next 3 Saturdays because this Saturday. I know.
How
What are you guys
dare
going to
you?
do? I know.
You
what are you guys?
fucking racist! How dare you?
I know. It's what are you guys going to do? How are you going to cope? I know it's terrible. It's tragic set of circumstances. But this Saturday I start my leave. I'm going away for a couple of weeks, so I'll start this Saturday, and then I won't.
Are you going to Norway?
I won't be back home until Sunday the 25th, basically. So so that means like 3 Saturdays, really. Yeah. No, I'll be a bit in Norway and a bit in Asia.
Oh, nice.
So a bit backwards and forwards. So yeah.
Not going to Oklahoma then.
No, it's too expensive, and that's nothing against Tony and that. And I was thinking of going over there to do a bit of a driving holiday. I could road trip around that area, which is an area of America I still want to see. But it's just, I don't know what it is, but the price is going to America now, air travel and everything like that, and getting to that part of the country is just so expensive. Mm-hmm. It really is. While going to Norway is really cheap and low cost airline, and then from Norway to Asia, I'm going to go with a friend of mine just for like 10 days. Well, 9 days. It's so much cheaper than from here. So
that's crazy.
So it's so much cheaper holiday to do. So unfortunately, it was too expensive to go over there. But we'll see. We'll see if we go over there later some other time. But yeah, sorry, keep you guys waiting. Anyway, thanks a lot for having me, and have a great weekend, guys.
Yep. Russ, I'll hook you up. I'll give you a ring or a message. We'll see what we're doing next week. But yeah, I should be around. It's only vacation. That's going to be.
He'll accept Pepe juice.
There you go. That'd be something new to have Russ on PG. There. Yeah, it's not PG either. And like I said, well, thank you everybody for joining us. We like doing these Saturday shows. There are some about football and some about not football, and that's always good. So we like to do that. So yeah. And here, since you guys like my voice, I got this little quick outro.
Life's a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride. See you next time.
There you go. I forgot I had made that. So so I wouldn't even have to say it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going to England, and hopefully I'll get to see some more football. Now that I'm looking, I'm like, if I can get a game to Arsenal, fine. But if I can't, that's fine as well. I'll just go around and enjoy England. You know what I mean? It's a whole day to sometimes go to our Arsenal match. So
we should all go to a buffet.
Yes, I didn't do that last time I came. You always talk about it. So yes, a buffet would be nice.
Really offended that we didn't get any food.
We can combine a buffet with watching a game on TV somewhere. We can enjoy ourselves.
That would be cool. I would enjoy that for sure. That would be cool. We'll try to figure out where everybody. I know everybody's spread around, if I recall, right? You're the closest to it. Are you the closest to Acton, Mr. Tom? Or is Russ closer? Or
Tom's got to be closer than Russ, surely.
Oh.
It took me about an hour to get to Acton, if I remember rightly.
Okay.
No, I'll come down. If we figure out when you're over here, Gary, and you figure out like a day that we can get together and have a bit of fun, I'll come down and I'll spend the night. I'll book a hotel and I'll come down and spend the night.
That'd be cool. So yeah, I'll definitely give you the heads up on that because I definitely would like to do that. All right. So we will see you guys on the next one. Enjoy. Have a good time. And we are out of here.